Introduction. In Tibet, they say that a disease never visits by accident. It is conditioned by all previous existences. That is why medical treatment of disease is the same as changing fate. In other words, eliminating a person's karma. The causes of diseases are: first, individual karma. These are his inborn qualities which determine a person's particular lifestyle and predisposition to certain diseases stemming from it. Second, astrological. Most people can have very difficult moments when negative influences from luminaries and planets can affect them, causing illness or even death. Third, external causes such as environmental pollution, weak willpower, epidemics, and other outer factors can lead to illness. The diseases connected with the first group are chronic, serious, and rarely curable, as they are connected with fate. The diseases connected with the second group occur when luminaries and planets change their position. The diseases connected with the third group are acute, and when they don't lead to fatal consequences, they disappear. The causes of disease. The overwhelming majority of diseases are karmic. The main principle of karma lies in a person's attitude towards themselves. Many people consider themselves weak, helpless, deprived of opportunity, hurt, and so on. Such steady, pessimistic thoughts that are further supported by weak will lead us sooner or later to considerable loss of power, which invokes innumerable disasters. It is possible to heal such a person when he or she is ready to sacrifice. The first sacrifice should be that of renouncing one's attitude, the false I, which has been woven from pessimistic thoughts one is not ready to abandon. Of course, no one can instantaneously become Buddha and shed one's old I. The attitude a person has towards themselves produces the same attitude towards them from the world. Your purpose is that of giving the person a greater vision of what they are and what their aim in life should be. Fundamentally, the most important formula for healing and approaching the sick is to remember this chain. The way you see yourself creates the way you see the world, and this in turn creates the way the world and others respond to you. It is evident that you can cast off the evil eye or reset a vertebra in one treatment, but you cannot ensure a person's health for life with these treatments. The second sacrifice has to be that of renouncing one's unhealthy or unbalanced lifestyle. It is in vain to treat a person who continues to cripple themselves every day with lack of activity, overeating, stress, and so on. There is no other way to cure such a person but to change their life. As the ancient tradition and our experience show, a person's karma haunts them throughout their life relentlessly. One person is tortured by diseases, the other is destroyed, the third is stressed, and the fourth is sent to prison. On the other hand, there are people who, having suffered from a terrible disease, decided to change their lives and themselves. They make suffering a thing of the past, and in this way, change their karma. Astrological causes must be understood by studying one's horoscope. In Tibetan medicine, no treatment of any serious disease can be administered without first assessing the astrological influences on the individual. Only then it is possible to choose the right time and method for the treatment. The third outer factor depends on the previous two. If a person is weak, disease, vampires, and other afflictions will swoop down on them, and people in their surrounding will cause them stress. A strong person can also suffer, for example, by being too rigid, straightforward, or too responsible, etc. Then there are the other external causes of suffering, such as accidents and so on, but these are rare exceptions that can be quickly overcome if they do not have a karmic predisposition. Purification of negative outer factors is required regularly. The person must purify the internal organs of both body and mind, and do regular prophylactic and purifying procedures. In modern society, a good 90% of all diseases result from breaking away from these fundamental principles. This is why conventional, traditional, and even extrasensory methods have not been able to help these kinds of people. It would seem that there is no way out of their suffering. I am here to unfold for you the sacred knowledge given to Earth by other planetary civilizations and by the great masters of the world. It offers the only way out, especially if we consider the fact that soon 90% of people will be destroyed by epidemics of new, incurable disease, and that only those who will use this method will escape. This knowledge must be closely guarded to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands, although it is necessary to let others know that you have this method and let its outward form be known. Destruction of most of humanity is the only possible way out for a civilization that has come to a standstill, which leads to the death of the entire Earth and upsets the balance of Helionia. May the gates of salvation be opened to those worthy of being in the sixth race. Aum. To change the consciousness and the life of a person in a few seances is impossible. One could even say here more than that. To change one's life is only possible with the help of a teacher. Alternatively, a person has to be ready for this. It is, however, a well-known fact that a person can change greatly, even against their own wishes, when they find themselves in a new environment, for instance, in a spiritual group. In all other cases, they are a slave of their surroundings and social background. If a child grows up with animals, the child will become like an animal, not a human being. This is why the solution lies in founding communities and, later, for instance, an eco-village, whose structure is based on spiritual knowledge. The community of healers producing the egregore is spiritually connected with the highest divine power, and this will possess the true methods of healing that can put the principles of spiritual healing into practice and create the right terms for purification and real changes in people's lives and consciousness. Remember that in the Gospels, Christ healed people, but could not save them all. It was only later, when the apostles began to build churches and conveyed knowledge through the Holy Spirit, that many people were saved. Now, however, the Christian churches are either dead or do not have people who are guided by the Holy Spirit. Buddha also spoke of the three spiritual jewels: the enlightened master, knowledge, and the spiritual community. You already have the first two and are now ready to achieve the third condition. The Holy Spirit gives each of you different abilities: clairvoyance, the power of the good word, and the power of prayer. Each and every disciple in the eco-village shall have to study their field of competence, whether it is phytotherapy, acupuncture, or healing yoga, because it is very difficult to study each field well. The spiritual school will give you the sacred knowledge and protect its devotees. Only through the egregore we can obtain important knowledge and receive the blessings of the divine power.
In our extreme times, when the fate of the entire planet is at stake, it is crucial for the knowledge of angels and benevolent spirits to spread as quickly as possible, globally, and reach thousands of people. In this way, we can change the future of all humanity. Which is why we are addressing you, dear soul of light. Spread the knowledge about our wise books and films. Share links to videos or cartoons. All of this is available and free. Invite women to individual practices, webinars, and seminars. And the Great Spirit of Light will help you and your family. It will direct an enormous amount of energy to fulfill all your desires. Benevolent spirits and angels will assist you and your loved ones in all matters. thread of light and love extends from your heart to the hearts of thirsty women, and the creation of good and the dissemination of enlightened knowledge throughout the world begins. Become part of the mission of light. Help people, and God will help you.